Patty's here. Hey, good morning. Hey, 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. I hope you're doing well. It's a Monday, the day after Father's Day. I can tell there was nobody online yesterday because not many people watched videos yesterday. It's really quiet on a Sunday, but that's cool. It was Father's Day for those dads out there. Congratulations for those the future good and uncles and everybody. More power to you. Hope you enjoyed your time with family and friends. And today I want to talk about going from a thinking mentality to doing. And if you really think about it, that's what Scrum and Agile are about. Scrum's about that. Definitely going from thinking to doing. The whole basis of how Scrum is set up is that process. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit and why I say that and why that's important for what we do. So with that, it's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. I am Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach. And here we talk about Scrum and Agile in a practical and tactical way. So you bring value to your customer, not work the crazy hours that they want you to work to get that value. Get home to family and friends. Enjoy days like Father's Day yesterday. And time with your family and friends, right? So with that, and have a little fun too. We can have fun on the way because otherwise it's too serious and it's no fun. And we don't want to do this if there's no fun, no challenge in it, right? So why am I talking about thinking to doing? Well, personally, I'm taking a growth course in transforming my mindset from just thinking to doing. So I want to do more. People might say, "Oh, you already do a lot." I'm going to do more. This is just the beginning. So for myself, I want to go from a more thinking to doing mindset. Lots of ideas. I just got to make them doing. But that's what Scrum is about. Think about it. Waterfall technology is lots of thinking and not necessarily doing. Spend a lot of time writing specs, trying to make sure we analyze what everything is. And when we first start that out, we haven't touched or did anything, just collected data and put it on paper, right? That's all we're doing, collecting data and put on paper. It's not bringing value to the customer. And then we might build some prototypes or some activities. Okay, so we're building some stuff. We're still not getting it to the customer. Then we test it, still not getting it to the customer. And once we get testing and show it to the customer, they may or may not like what we want, and then we have to do it all over again. In Scrum, the idea is going from thinking to doing in the most rapid fashion possible. When we say, I think we did a show on the dreaded team of one in the past. Why do we have a Scrum team? Because the idea is when we get more than one person working on something at a time so that we can get it into a done state, doing, the word of doing to done, right? That's what we want to do. Lots of do's in those things. The idea, so we think about what we want in the sprint planning. Maybe we do some refinement stuff before sprint planning. So we're thinking about what we want to build. But we don't spend a lot of time. We time box it. We keep it succinct and how much time we can think of stuff, right? Because we want to get into the doing part. Because, come on, every developer, what are we going to do sprint planning? I don't want to talk about it. I want to actually code. I like coding. I like solving problems. Well, that's the goal. We want you to get you in there solving problems. So we think about it. We keep it small and just have a couple problems to solve, not 50 epics to go do, right? So by keeping things small, keeping the time box tight, we really use Scrum to transform how we used to do work from a mostly thinking activity to a more of a doing activity. So we're only thinking for 1 day out of 10 in a 2-week sprint, right? Well, you'd be thinking and figuring it out as you go, but thinking about what we want to do, envisioning what we want to do. Once we envision what we want to do, we're right into coding and programming and building and doing what we want to do. And then not only that, we are sharing it with the customer, getting that quick feedback loop, the doing part, getting that feedback. So in the end, we can get it done and into customers' hands. Why do we do this? To bring value to the customer sooner than later, even if it's small value. But you know what it also brings? Gives you funding for what you do, right? The more you get out there, the more you get paid. People don't get that. Well, maybe I'll just code things for like 2 years. Well, if nothing gets into the customer's hands and you don't improve their quality of life, you don't get paid in the end. And you usually lose your job, right? And the company goes under and nothing, and it just goes away. So you really got to work on that thinking to doing mentality. So I want you to envision, as a Scrum Master, as a team, as a manager, how Scrum helps transform an organization and a team and people from a thinking to a doing mentality. And we time box it into a smaller time box. So rather than have 2 years to figure this out, you have 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks, we want you to think about something and getting to doing as soon as possible so that we can get feedback from the customer and see if they like it. And if they like it, we provide it to them. So think about that, getting yourself from a thinking to a doing mentality. So you think about it, you still got to think about it. I'm not saying you don't think about it, you don't plan it. Everybody's like, oh, there's no planning in Scrum. Yes, there's lots of planning, there's lots of thinking, but it's time boxed. It's like 1 day out of 10, right? So you spend 10% of your time thinking and visualizing what you want to do. Once you did, I said, okay, that's enough visualization, that's enough thinking. Let's start doing something. Because here's the other fact, right? Let's say you don't visualize everything you want to do, or in your mind, your backlog. Fine. You do it the next sprint. It's not a big deal. You shouldn't sweat upon it because we're only talking 2 weeks. How much stuff can you really get done in 2 weeks? People have this expectation that you're going to build these grandiose features and grandiose capability in 2 weeks. Well, no. Maybe if you scale and you got 10 teams working on the same product, maybe. And there's some things in that. So, but even that brings that done factor closer to the left on the calendar. And if you're a project manager, you know what moving to the left means. It means crashing the schedule, right? And you have to do it in a way so everybody communicates. So I want to share that with you. Think about Scrum as the effort to move from thinking to doing. That is something you need to think about. We want to think about it and we want to get into doing, but we have a specific time box to give us the complete thinking. Once we're done, we're good enough. Let's move on and start doing. So think about it. But envision how Scrum gets from a thinking perspective to a doing perspective. And the sooner you get doing, the more happy you'll be. With that, I want to say, enjoy your Monday. Happy Scrumming. Take care. I'm looking forward to Gunther's show on, or not, I call it a show, but his Scrum values discussion. That's going to be on Thursday, so I'm looking forward to that. So ring the little bell, ring it twice, so you can get notification when we go live. And we will see you tomorrow. We got podcasts out there. Remember our podcasts. They're putting them out every morning at 5 a.m. Podcasts are going up. I'm catching up. And we'll see how things are going. And with that, I'll end the show. See you later. See you tomorrow. And happy Scrum.